Ain't it just like love to find us? Ain't it just like love?
Hi! Welcome to Meaningful Conversations. I'm Senzi. And my name is Lele. And today we're going to be talking about online dating.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to be finding out the whys of it, the how, I guess, the experiences. That's what I mean. You know, what
And I guess how do I know it's valid?
It's valid.
Because other people don't know. They're like, oh, he's talking about online dating. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And the who, maybe we will feature in the who in there. Who do you choose? Who do you talk to? How? So yeah, that's pretty much our segment today.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's watch.
Yeah.
So Senzi, how has your experience been on online dating?
Good and bad.
Sure.
Good, and I think for me it has helped me to get out of your shell type of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the reality is that I do eventually want to be in a relationship.
Yeah,
I do eventually want to have a companion.
Absolutely.
It's like wanting to start a business.
Yeah.
And then you're constantly just talking about wanting to start a business.
Yeah.
But you're unrealistic in terms of what you're hoping for.
Sure.
And you're unrealistic on how achievable is it. Like, you need to do the feasibility study and find out, is there a need?
Feasible, yeah.
Yeah. So now if you are going to want to have a companion, and then there is nothing that shows movement in terms of your preparation towards that. I'm not saying that everybody has to do it, but I'm just saying for me that was part of the reason why I decided to do it. The curiosity also was part of it as well. And the curiosity obviously was made more intense because of the fact that we are on lockdown. There's COVID. We don't know how long we're going to be on lockdown. So, it was a matter of this thing is there. I've been doing a whole lot of things online already. I'm online banking. I'm online schooling my kids. I'm online shopping. I'm online. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that was the other online thing that was available for me to do. So I was like, it's not going to hurt anyone. And I can't just bash it without even knowing what it's all about. So I was like, okay, let me go into the space over here. At first it was very challenging because I'm not really huge on social media, period. So, I think it's just another form of social media. There's the whole profile thing, and I'm quite lazy when it comes to such things. So I needed to get out of my shell for that as well, And so, yeah, the whole creating a profile thing and having pictures. I don't have a lot of pictures because I don't like taking pictures.
That's true.
So I didn't have pictures that I can put up on. Most of the pictures I had to crop.
Because I'm there.
Because she's there.
Or
our other friends are there. Yeah.
Or all of us.
Or all of us. So I had to crop a whole lot of pictures because I'm not really huge with pictures. But the experience was necessary for me because, when you live in a bubble, because I feel like we live in a bubble, because I have friends that are born-again Christians, not just out of, characterization to say, well, I am a Christian, or just so I can classify falling under this category.
For lack of a better word.
I'm a Christian, So I live in a community where we are practicing born-again Christians, So it's a community where we live by faith and not by sight, and we encourage each other, and it's beautiful, it's lovely. The rest of the world is not, like that, So, sometimes you get offended. You do. Like, I know maybe it's just me, but you get offended for simple things and you think, you just stated you're a Christian, and then you're gonna ask me if I don't have sex, why I don't have sex, but you just said you're a Christian. Do you know what I mean? So those are things I learned from there. So I count it as a good experience because it really, really exposed me to the reality of it. Also a beautiful experience to add to that is that it anchored my faith even more, because having gone through the stuff that I have gone through, and being in a space where my walk with Jesus is not based on what I feel like having God can do for me, or I need a party, I need a favor, or so God, I'm gonna be praying now because I need this favor, where my relationship with Jesus is a relationship where I need him and I know I need him regardless of where I find myself. It anchored it even more, because even whilst pursuing that, I would be like, oh my gosh, Jesus help me, but what I found was that it allowed for me to teach a lot, and to pray a lot, not to take offense from some of the comments or some of the responses that I would get. So yeah, actually now in hindsight, I realized it was a lot of good for me. There was a lot of good that I achieved as a lesson from doing that, and it's going to teach me to be very grateful for my companion when he comes. I'm very grateful. Like, do you know what I went through? Yep, that is my piece.
Wow. Yeah. It's very. Yeah. For me, my experience on these dating sites, because yes, I haven't gone on one. I've gone on a couple. Sure, it's been different. I think, when I'm thinking about it, the good that I've gained from it is I now have a clear view of what I offer. Because there's those questions like you have to be like, a small bio about yourself, and you have to, like, I found myself being like, what do I say? And at first I just thought, why should I put in the bio? There's questions that they ask you, are you single? Okay, no, they don't ask you there. I think they assume if you're single, because it's dating, the one that I've been on. And then they ask you your height, they ask you education, they ask you this, they ask you, and then I'm thinking, but that information is there. So, but as I was going through, swiping, like I would read people's profiles because I felt like, okay, who are you? And and I found that people take time to create the profiles.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, let me respect this and also create a proper profile so that when people go in there, they can feel like they've met the person, kind of. And I started to do that. So as I was starting to do that, that's when I had to ask myself, okay, so how would you describe yourself? And it's something that I wasn't really good at. The kind of person who have always felt like, observe me, experience me, and I didn't know how to describe myself. Even now there's something I have to give her, about my, bio, some sort of a bio, and I'm like, so I'm not good at that, but I had to go and think about it. But thinking about it has helped me to see what is it that I'm bringing forth, and therefore, what am I looking for? Because if I know that I'm bringing this, then I know that I can accept this, and I cannot accept this. What I've learned as well is that in terms of preferences, that sometimes I'm learning that looks don't really
They're not the all.
They're not the
and
end all and be all. Like on a real, like sometimes you talk about it and you don't mean it, but now I'm learning, okay, because sometimes I read what the person says and I'm like, wow, I'd like to meet this person.
It's true.
But it's not based on how they've presented themselves. Yeah. It's just like, wow, okay, this sounds interesting. I like what they're saying. I'd like to have a chat with this sort of a human being, And so I've learned that, and yeah, so my experience though has been like I've had different experiences where, I would like something about an individual, but not them as a whole. Like I'm learning also what appeals to me, what I like, what I don't like, so as I'm experiencing different people, obviously my experiences are shortened by the fact that because of the principles that I hold, because I have to tell the person, this is who I am. It lessens
the interaction.
Yeah, it really cuts it down. Like you'd be thinking, okay, I'm connecting with another human being here. And then it's like, you can sense, okay, it's getting to, where people now wanna, be like, are you active, basically, And when you say, no, I don't, I'm waiting for my husband, it's like, okay.
For that.
Good luck, bye. Marriage. Somebody really did say to me, okay, good luck, bye. And, that was that. So I've had varied and I've met very interesting people, but unfortunately I haven't been able to explore things the human being themselves, to get to know the person themselves,
get to meet personally.
As much as I would have liked to, because of mainly because of my principles, mainly because maybe I'm a single mom. Sometimes it's because I come with what people call baggage of a divorce, and I don't think it's baggage at all. That's not heavy on me. I'm not carrying it everywhere. It's just my past, my history. And so that's my experience. And the other question that we had was, what's the etiquette? What do you think the etiquette should be?
I think that honor people.
Okay.
For me, one of the things I was pursuing and praying about as I was, going there was for my character not to change. For people to get a sense of who I am, and for them to experience a person that classifies themselves as a Christian, a person that classifies themselves as born again, and having a relationship with Jesus. Maybe also bringing it into a very current and real perspective. What does that look like now? I think a lot of people have a very stereotypical view of what a Christian looks like, and sounds like, or what they should do, and we don't fit into those classifications or that role or whatever. It is our lifestyle. It's how it's
You're right, lifestyle.
It's our lifestyle, It's like I can't exist without it. It is my reason for existing, So my relationship with Jesus is not, and my growth is not related to religion or being religious. It is
rules
or religious rules or whatever. It is so intensely spiritual, and so it's such a huge part of my existence that I can't divorce it. in anything that I will do. But I also can't divorce myself from living because I'm alive and I'm living and I'm here. You know, like Paul said, like be in the world but not be of the world. But you are in the world, you are here. And everything that is happening affects you. You're not going to close yourself off. And if you're not going to tell people about the kingdom, how are they going to really know that it's here? Do you know what I mean? So one of the biggest things for Nina, whilst I was on the, pursue the whole online dating thing, was that my character, let it be present. Even if you walk away from me, even if it's just 2 or 3 interactions in terms of messaging each other, let it come through. And if it overwhelms you, it's fine. But let it be known, like the kingdom of heaven is here. Do you know what I mean? And it is not. It's not stereotypically dressed up the way you would assume it is. So yeah, that is my etiquette and my approach. What I used when I went online.
Okay. All right. So for me, it's that as well. I feel that, like you said, like I cannot be different Leles. Yes, I have the option of choosing a name on, there, and I can choose something exciting, a name, but I'm still me. I honor that. I cannot be anyone else in how I speak and how I sound, and yeah. So for me, but the etiquette also is that thing of the ghosting. Like it's a very touchy thing. It's sensitive, but also very tricky. And real because I have my own values and my value system, and I cannot impose them on another human being, right? And they also have their own value systems, and they have their own perception about online dating and people who are on online dating. And there's that thing we were talking about, or there's a perception, maybe I feel like sometimes,
and I've experienced as well,
that it seems like if you're a lady, and I'm saying this because I'm referring to my experiences. I don't know what it's like to be on the other side. If you're a lady and you're on online dating, okay, there's this thing, maybe you are desperate, and you are desperate to specifically be laid down,
hooked up,
yeah. And it's like, okay, so I think, it would be nice if people change their perceptions, because I think I'm under the impression that there are apps specifically for hookups, and there's dating apps and there's hookup apps and so forth and so forth. So the ones that I've been on are for dating, and even when you go into there, unfortunately there will be, or fortunately, there's the questions where they ask you, are you here for hookup? Are you here for dating? Are you here for it's like marriage? Are you looking for a relationship? Yeah. So when a person goes into your profile, they can actually see, okay, no, this one is here for something else, and So if you choose a person, okay, they are not here for that. So part of the etiquette, maybe it would be to go into a profile, read through the person's profile, also look at their pictures, their images, and be like, okay, they're dressed maybe, obviously, like what she said, you cannot box a person, but there's some energies that we are energies, so you can sense that,
the vibes.
The vibes, and then maybe if you the vibes that you get from the images are wrong, the profile will help you, the description, and then another etiquette is to speak to a person without being presumptuous. Go in there with an open mind and with an open heart, and just with respect, and just prompt, and it's okay to ask straightforward questions so that you can get straightforward answers. Hi, for instance, yes, I like your profile. Are you here for a hookup or whatever? And then maybe the person will say yes, maybe they'll say no. Then you know how to proceed from there. Or you know, because if you're looking for a hookup, like you want fast answers, like you know, you don't lure a person into a hookup. If a person wants a hookup, they will tell you they want it, you know. So that's that. And also ghosting, there's that etiquette where I feel, and these are not things that we are told, it's just based on off of experiences.
But what is ghosting?
Ghosting, like I was telling Cindy, I don't like the terms. I don't like that everything has a name tag now. You know, for me, my personal thing, when people talk about ghosting, okay, there's the general understanding that, you know, you talk to a person, you communicating and texting each other, and then at some point maybe you reveal something about yourself that maybe they're not feeling, and then the person just withdraws and they're like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to talk to this person anymore. But they don't tell you, they just don't reply to you, and they intend not to engage with you anymore. So you just left feeling like, but the last thing I said was just hi. What did I say? What did I do? Because you don't know why the person just withdrew from
disappeared.
Yeah. So now for now, I would describe it differently. I just feel like it's just a wrong way of communicating, because not communicating is also communicating. So you can just tell the person that, okay, you know, I think you're a great person. I liked what I saw, but in terms of us when we're talking, I feel like there's certain things that I feel like, and I feel like it shouldn't be difficult. Like, it's online. We all understand. Or it's not. We don't have a relationship yet. We're just talking. So you can just say, okay, you know,
I'm not here right now.
Yeah, right now I'm not here. I'm looking for something else, and it's okay, because we all know, Hore, on the other side, you know, you are talking to 5 or 10 different people. I don't know. You know, there's also the strategy we were talking about, Hore. You could also have a strategy, Hore. Okay, maybe you want to have 3 people that you talk to, because you can't talk to 10 people. Well, I can't. 3 people, you assess them, and from the 3 people you feel like, okay, maybe from the 3 I'm enjoying talking to this one more, and then you can be to the 2 others, like, okay guys, you know, it's been great, but I think I just want to explore something here, you know, and be honest.
But that is what I wanted to say, that people are gonna approach you from where they are. Like, when they look at your profile, they're going to judge it from who they are. So if they are in a space where, you know, stuff is perverted, you know, whatever that you are going to focus on, it grows. So if you are going to exist in a space where, okay, you are a person that likes honesty, and do you understand what I mean? Then that is how you are going to treat people. But if you are going to be deceptive in the stuff that you do, you are going to be deceptive because that's how you exist. That's where you live your life from. But with that being said, what I'd like to say is that I've heard of stories of people that have, you know, met online and they ended up having wonderful relationships. So for now, if I just to like, you know, end this, or as a conclusion or whatever, I would recommend it if you are a person that is looking into going into a relationship or companionship, but have that in mind. You are going to meet people from all walks of life, you know, and you know, don't even think, or maybe you must do Christian dating. We have a vlog on that as well. Coming. So yeah, that's not even about that, you know. You know, look, if you are curious, you can go there and check it out. But it is very important to retain who you are.
To know yourself.
Yeah, to know yourself and whatever. But and if you feel well, okay, maybe you might be tempted, and you might end up, going way off.
The grid
of the great Diana, and don't attempt it.
That's just something.
Don't attempt it if you're very sensitive sometimes, because of the whole ghosting thing, because that's basically rejection.
Absolutely. It's
also
true.
don't attempt it.
But a short question,
Yana,
I would ask: do you think it's any different from normal dating online?
It is a bit different.
Okay.
It is a bit different, like you were saying. If a person had to actually meet you, in person, it's going to be, because some will be thinking, but I still want this. I want this girl, I know I do not, subscribe to the stuff, but I don't know. I might get lucky. I don't know. And then they're going to end up being extra nice. So what I love about it is that it really cuts all of that the terms and conditions and what the pretenses of trying to impress somebody, because you like what you see, you like the energy, because now you can feel the energy, you can see the person in front of you, and it might be harder
for people to reject
people. And so we are different people. That is awesome for me, because I'd rather you tell me straight up, this is where we're at. Because for me it gives me it allows for me to save my time and energy in engaging in something that's not going to be fruitful.
For me, first of all, there is a difference, because I've never been approached in real life. Like I haven't.
Don't say never.
Okay, I don't remember the last time I was.
You were.
Wait, my friend. I don't remember. This year.
Come on, be.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then, so I don't get approached much. I don't get approached much in real life. And secondly, because of that, I've not been rejected as much, because I have suffered rejection online. It's the truth.
That's true, man.
I've suffered rejection so much online, and I just feel like maybe if you are a woman and you've gone through that, just know that you're not alone.
Yeah, it's common.
Yeah.
I feel like it has nothing to do with you. It just has to do with where the individual finds themselves.
And I like that you said that, it's important, even if whether it's online or in person, dating or meeting people requires for you to know yourself, to know that you are a valuable, complete human being, with or without somebody, and that if somebody rejects you, it does not mean that you're any less.
It actually has nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with you. You are, don't worry, you're just a gorgeous and amazing child of the Most High. Yeah. It's just that people have preferences. You have preferences. They have preferences. Not everybody's for everybody. So I've learned that it has humbled me quite a bit. Yeah. But I'm grateful for the lessons that I've gotten from them.
Absolutely.
So on that note,
goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Comments, guys.
Subscribe.
Please. And comment. Tell us your rejection, ghost stories, success stories. Share with us. Also, share if you want us to, diverge more about our experiences. Maybe you are curious, but there are certain fears that you have. Or, share this message with people that maybe it can help someone. Or you don't worry, online dating is like this scary thing that you don't want to even approach, So yeah, thank you for watching the video, man.
Thank you from Meaningful Conversations, Lele and
Senzi.
signing out.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to Meaningful Conversations. I'm Senzi.